Okay, part three, final one, hopefully. So, I was talking about racist stuff, you know, and I talked about the lady at the church, and I talked about the ticket that the judge let me get off of because of the fear of racism and retaliation and stuff like that. And, the judge was on point with letting me go, whatever. But, you know, when you don't know someone's situation, when you don't know someone's experience, when you don't know what they've been through in life, whether it be financial, social, or um, racially decided. If you've never had a bad racial experience, if you're white and you've never been called a nigger lover, or if you're white and you've never been called a honky or anything racially derivative, something that's racially insulting, then you don't know how it feels to be on the other end of that spectrum, but being a black person and having a white person call them a nigger, or being a person who's mixed and being called a half breed, and how that affects their psyche and their sociology of how they're going to react to other people. And the thing with a lot of people is that we know right from wrong morally. We just don't choose to exercise that because most of us just don't give a damn. And the thing that will destroy us all is that fact that we don't give a damn. We don't want to touch on racism because it's such a sensitive subject. But how can you fix it if you're not willing to talk about it? And the thing with racists, I don't really understand if they know the concept of you can't ask what color family you're born into. All you can do is make an example to be better than what they expect you to be. I'm mixed. I'm multicultural. I try to look for the best in everybody. And I have made videos on this thing and I will own it till the day I die. There have been many a times where I have been ashamed to be black. And being this is Black History Month, it's high time that I'm honest about it. There have been many a times where I cut on the news and I hear something and the first damn thing I say is God. I don't care if the guy's Chinese. I don't care if he's Japanese. I don't care what Asian culture he comes from. Just don't let him be Cherokee Indian and don't let him be black. And most of the time, when it's black, it's been a thing, and specifically in Charlottesville, that everyone turns racist when someone black does something. So I'm gonna give you two prime examples of that, and this shit has happened to me. Like literally, it's fucked up, but it's happened to me. Now I may have told this video before, so I'm gonna do it again anyway. So I was accused of being a Charlottesville serial rapist. I was 27 years old. I just got projected from Sundance for my movie Fallen Dragons, and the worst possible thing that could possibly happen after that happened. So I got up that morning. I used the bathroom. I got in the shower, and I decided that I'm gonna go tell my partner in making movies, Bruce Johnson, that we got this big rejection sticker stamp, whatever letter from Sundance. It's like Robert Redford did not like my film. Robert Redford probably didn't even see the damn thing, but he didn't like it. And to everybody who was in Fallen Dragons, thank you guys. I'm sorry that I failed you and I haven't been able to make a career, but thank you guys for helping me out, all of you. And most of the cast in that, by the way, were Asian people. I think I had like maybe one white guy. And thank you to him too. He played the bad guy. And I had one or two black guys. Well, one guy's black for sure, and the other guy was from Africa. So I had a conglomerate of people in there. I had some Vietnam guys. I had two Chinese guys, and then there was me. And I had two Vietnamese girls. Thank you to the Bowie sisters. Anyway, and everyone else. Their names were easy to remember because they were beautiful girls, alright? You never forget the name of a beautiful girl. Most of the time. I'm really bad with names, but I will remember faces until the day I die. I do remember the Bowie sisters because I had a crush on them both. I knew I was way out of their league because they were way too sexy for me. Anyway, and they were way younger than I was. Because they was like 21 and 22 when I was 27. They wouldn't have probably gave me a second of their time outside of doing martial arts, which they were very good at, by the way. So anyway, moving on. I got up the street, and it was a rainy day, but it was just drizzling. And I trained martial arts vigorously. I trained really hard in the rain because I feel closer to God when I could train in the rain. And now that this hip replacement happened and I can't do Kung Fu 1, I don't even know why this channel is called Kung Fu Havoc number 2 anymore, since I can't even do Kung Fu. But I'm not going to change the title. Anyway, because I spent too much money on these cards. And if you receive one of these cards, it's to help me get followers. Anyway, so I get up the street, and these 3 cars pull up on me. And they're ATF agents, because some lady apparently got attacked in Willoughby that morning. And to her, you know, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that this asshole who had a wife and 2 daughters is going around raping women. And you would think that a man that has 2 daughters would be the last guy who would ever rape women because he has 2 daughters. You know, he wouldn't want his daughters raped, so surely he's not going to go around doing that shit. Also, he worked at Harris Teeter. He's also 6'4", 200 and something pounds, where I'm 5'3", and at the time I was like $120, if that, because now I'm $130. Like, that's been a big improvement, but I can't go over $130 because of the hip. And they told me when I have the other hip, I still have to stay at $130. Anyway, moving on. So I'm up here, and I get these 3 cars. And all of a sudden, you know, because a person of color, whenever 3 cars roll up, you know, if you've seen a lot of ghetto movies, we expect them to get shot or beat the fuck up. Well, you're not going to beat me the fuck up. You can shoot me, but the more the merrier, because I like fighting, and I'm good at it. So I'm getting ready to fight. I got my backpack on. I got my VHS movie that projected from Sundance. They sent it back, and it's in a special envelope and sealed and everything, and I popped it open and everything, and you know, that was cool. And so I'm looking at these guys, and they're pulling up, and had they not had ATF written on their jackets, I probably would be dead, because they would have shot me, because I was ready to fight. And I didn't give a shit. I was ready to fight, you understand me? And I like fighting, because I've been doing Kung Fu and street fighting since I was 6 years old. So fighting, yeah, macho man. I'm ready to do the damn thing. So cops get out. All 6 of them get out. We have 2 cops that were Italian. 2 that were, like, I guess, regular white people. I guess you can identify a regular white person from an Italian white person. I don't know. But anyway, you get the joint. All of those guys were white guys, but 2 of them specifically were Italian, and the other 2 either, like, Sicilian or something. But they were definitely white guys. They just had that tint white. They weren't, like, pale, pasty white. They were tinted white. If you know anything about white culture, you'll understand what I said about the pale, pasty whites, because, you know, white people have different shades of white, just like black people have different shades of black. You may think that's racist, but that's just the truth. Same thing with Asians. They have different shades of Asian colors. All right, Google the shit. So they get up there and they're like, okay, son, you need to answer some questions. Now, mind you, I'm wearing Nautica jeans and a Nautica jacket. These things were made out of anything but wool. And the person who raped the person was wearing a complete Nautica jumpsuit. So either it was a nylon jumpsuit or it was a wool jumpsuit. Now, jeans is made out of the denim material, which is what I was wearing. I haven't wore a pair of Nautica jeans since this incident. In fact, I haven't worn Nautica anything since this incident. This is, like, completely, like, traumatized me for wearing Nautica stuff, if they still exist. So he goes, "What were you doing at 7 o'clock?" I said, "Well, at 7:05, I was watching Ann Curry on the Today Show." And he said, "What were you doing at 7:30?" I said, "You don't want me to answer that question." He says, "You better answer that question, son." And I said, "Okay, well, if you must know, I was taking a shit." So what were you doing at 8 o'clock? I said, "Well, I finished my shit about 7:45. And then I did what I always do. I washed my ass." I said, "It is now 8:30. I live down the street. I've only been out of my house for 10 minutes. So at 8 o'clock, I was still washing my ass." Now, He's like, are you being a smart? I said, you asked me what I was doing. It's 6 of you. It's 1 of me. You asked me what I was doing. I told you didn't want me to answer the question. You told me I had to answer the question, so I answered it. You wanted the truth. I took a shit. I was washing my ass. And where are you going? I'm going to take this rejected movie from Sundance to my partner in movie making at the university. It's like, well, we need to go through your bag. I said, okay, well, I ain't got nothing to hide. I don't do drugs. I said, there's a knife in my bag, there's a video in my bag, and there's pictures of me when I was a child so that my nieces and nephews won't draw mustaches on my ass. And I took them out of the family album because the kids went on a mustache drawing spree, and I didn't want to be a part of that. So they messed up a lot of our family photos, and they never got their ass beat for it, by the way. But so he goes to my backpack. He sees the little knife. He sees the movie. He sees the candy that I mentioned, and everything else that I said was in there. So it's like, okay, so a suspect fitting your description was seen in Willoughby. I said, dude, Willoughby is way the fuck over there. I said, I live by Jordan Park. He said, well, there's shortcuts all through that park. I said, oh, through that trail? I said, well, I've never gone that far through that trail because I hadn't. I didn't even know the trail came out at fucking 5th Street until after I got harassed by the cops. So I was like, well, what's that mean? He's like, well, where do you live at? I said, here's my ID. I live at 512 Rougemont, like right smack dead in the middle of a fucking horseshoe in the neighborhood. He said, I don't know what the fuck Willoughby is. He said, what about the park? I said, well, over the park, it's a junkyard if you cross the park, across the creek. He's like, yeah. Well, Willoughby's not too far from there. I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck Willoughby is, but I know that I don't even go in a junkyard. They have guns there, you know. I was like, I'm not some idiot. You know, I'm 27 years old. I'm not no damn dummy. You says don't trespass. You don't fucking trespass. I'm not a fucking lawbreaker. But because of the color of my skin, they assumed that not only was I a Charlottesville rapist, but I'm going to purposely break the law because that's what people do when you're of color. So like I said, the shit of August 12th, it's nothing new. Other people just haven't come forward and shared their story. Now, so about this time, the cops tell me that they can give me a ride. And I said, look, I've seen this movie before. I'm not getting in your fucking car. If you're not putting me in handcuffs, if you're not fucking arresting me, I'm not getting in a car with fucking ATF agents because technically that's not your job to arrest me. You guys can make me disappear and no one's gonna know what happened until they found my body. But let me assure you one thing before you do something stupid. I studied police work. I know all the fucking codes. And I know that when they find my body for what you did, none of you are gonna have jobs. He's like, and how you figure that? I said, it's really quite simple. Run my name. I've never broken the law a day in my life, and all of a sudden, I'm the serial rapist. And I shot some cops, a person who's never carried a gun a day in his life. I have a knife, a little tiny knife. And I've been martial artly trained, but I'm not stupid enough to fight cops. It's like, well, we can't arrest you. I say, I know you can't arrest me. I haven't done anything wrong. He said, well, we can offer you a ride. I said, no, you actually cannot. I said, by all counts of the law, the only time a police officer is allowed to offer you a ride is if my car has broken down or you're offering me a ride to jail. And as far as that ride when my car broke down, you can only take me as far as the nearest service station so that I can find a phone to call help. Got the motherfuckers dead to rights. They had no idea who they were fucking with. It's like, okay, you right? And I was like, yeah, I know I'm right. I said, now I'm going to the University of Virginia to give my movie to my partner, and that's where I'm going. So at the time, I wasn't working at the job that I currently work. And I ducked in there, told everybody what happened, so that if the ATF agents followed me and were going to kill me, that someone would know what happened. And the ATFs actually did follow me. They followed me all the way to where the IRC is. And they were following me slow. They would like circle the block like it's 3 cars, so they could tail me without like tailing me, you know. So one cop car would go this way, and then the other cop would go around and come back down West Main and come back to Cherry. As I'm getting in there, the other cops following me all the way there. So I go in there and they circle the block. They're waiting. They circle the block. They come all the way back around through the little shortcuts on Vine Street or whatever the hell that street is, 6th Street or whatever. They come back down. When I come back out that building, they follow me all the way to the University of Virginia. And so I give the movie to Bruce in a note. We watch the movie, Bruce gives it back, and I'm on my way home. But before I give the movie to Bruce, I talked to my boy, Jason Bennett, who was running the DML at the time. I said, look, dude, I need you to find out what the fuck the suspect of the serial rapist is. Because ATF agents have followed me all the way here. ATF agents do not have the jurisdiction to arrest you for rape. Firearm and tobacco is their job. Now, on the devil's advocate side of that, a cop has jurisdiction to arrest you at any fucking time they want. Alright, just so that you know, but ATFs are specialists for firearms and tobacco, which would have never stuck on me because I don't smoke and I don't own a gun. Alright? I don't like guns. I have a bow and arrow though. Anyway, so he gives me the 5th degree of what the fuck the suspect looks like. Now, here's where things get interesting. Like I said, I'm 5'3.5", and I'm a $120. The damn suspect, who was wearing a Nautica jumpsuit, like a jumpsuit, so it's either nylon or it was either one of those old school cloth jumpsuits with like jogging pants and a shirt, and he had Nautica. So the only thing they had on me was that we were both rocking Nautica and that we were both black. Now, mind you, this guy stood a whole 1.5 feet taller than me. He was 6'2" and 3/4 inch tall, and he was 280 pounds. None of that here, buddy. And 6 ATF agents pulled me over. So I guess I look pretty tall when I'm walking uphill. But anyway, after that, I got pissed. First fucking thing I did, instead of coming home, I went straight to the U.S. Marshals. They pretty much laughed in my face, told me there was nothing they could do, because the U.S. Marshals technically outrank the ATF. Alright? So then I went to file a complaint with the sheriff. Again, they turned me down, because technically, the sheriff is supposedly the highest police department in the land. No, supposedly. Not counting like U.S. Marshals, not counting CIA and FBI, but the sheriff is supposed to have the most jurisdictional policy or power over things. And then I went to the Charlottesville City Police Department, who also laughed in my face and sent me away. And then I went back to the U.S. Marshals to file a complaint. They told me, look, there's really nothing we can do. If you want to file a complaint with the ATF, you need to carry your ass all the way to Roanoke. Which, by the way, at the time, I didn't have a car, so I couldn't get to Roanoke to file a complaint. So nothing got done. And then people wonder why black people in them have problems with cops. And racial profiling started becoming a thing. 2 of my cousins, who are actually closer looking to white than black, got harassed by other cops in the city. One of my friends literally got arrested for like 3 days for being a Charlottesville rapist, and he's got like Forrest Gump syndrome. So he wouldn't have raped anybody. And he got held down. He got a lawsuit and he won. And it was just bizarre at how this shit happens. So yeah, racism, touchy subject. But how can we fix it if no one wants to touch the subject? I'm going to leave it with that. I'll make more videos later. Hopefully I'll find something better to talk about than racism in Charlottesville, Virginia. But I just want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. I'm James Williams, Come Fabric number 2. Be seeing